Here in the United States, this is National Vocation Awareness Week. The annual celebration is a time to learn more about the many forms of religious life. At least some of the time, it can be pretty sweet.
Love pouring forth from His heart, touching me, touching you. Sweet Jesus Christ, bum, 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 your love never felt so true, so true, so true, so true.
That was the Daughters of Mary of Nazareth from the Archdiocese of Boston. Recently, the sisters traveled to Georgia to help those affected by Hurricane Helene. And Mother Olga of the Sacred Heart, the founder and servant mother of the Daughters of Mary of Nazareth, joins us now here in studio. Mother Olga, it's such a blessing to have you here with us. As we mentioned, your sisters, the Daughters of Mary of Nazareth, were just in Georgia helping with this recovery from the hurricane. What made you go there?
So originally we were invited by the pastor of St. Michael Church on Tybee Island, Father Brett Brennan, to help with the mission of evangelization in his parish. But then after, when the hurricane happened, a lot of people started going to the Tybee Island because it was one of the places that got electricity earlier than other places in Georgia and other parts of the country who were so impacted by the hurricane. So we end up going for 8 days mission and going door to door, reaching out to people, checking on their loved ones and their families. And we met a lot of people who have fled their homes because they lost everything. Like we met a couple who their home was completely destroyed. And when we invited them to come to the church and to pray with them during adoration and healing service, they said this was what we needed really the most, to find hope in this time of destruction. So it was really very powerful week, the whole week. We went door to door, we went to different even stores and businesses and restaurants. We encountered people who were cleaning the roads and clearing, the debris from, the storm and from hurricane. And we end up visiting with the workers on the road, even the police and the firefighters who were helping with the aftermath of the hurricane. It was really such a privilege to be with them and to pray with them and to really help them to find hope when was such a difficult time, because in these kind of disasters or even tragedies, sometimes people are vulnerable and they question, is God still with us in midst of this? So we were literally and physically there with them to assure them that God was watching over them and providing for them.
And that's really what you do when you're on mission as sisters. Yes. You're sharing Christ with the world. In your name, the Daughters of Nazareth, why that Nazarene spirituality?
So originally, the discernment for the foundation began really almost like 18 years ago with Cardinal Sean when he was a newly Archbishop of Boston. As you know, he came during a very difficult time in the life of the church in general, and especially the life of the church in Boston. So he wanted a new religious order in Boston to be, the way that he put it, to be the mother face of the church for those who were hurting and those who were, suffering because of the scandal. And as I prayed about it and discerned and studied a lot about different religious orders and the history of religious life in America, I felt we needed to go back to the basics, to go back to simple ways of introducing faith and connecting people to God. And that is when Nazareth came to me through St. Charles de Foucauld, the spirituality and the ministry of presence. The discernment began during a time when a lot of people were leaving the church. So I told Cardinal Sean, if we begin with the life of Nazareth and create a small Nazareth wherever we go, in every neighborhood or places that we visit, it's almost like if people are not coming to the church, we want now the church to go to them.
Yes.
And we were able to do that through the spirituality of St. Charles and the life of Nazareth.
Well, you've certainly been mother to the people of Boston and mother to so many wonderful women that we invite to join you and to try to discover if they have a heart for Jesus and want to walk as a sister as well. This is Mother Olga of the Sacred Heart.